Listen, I haven't got an issue with Lethal Bizzle. Heck, he doesn't even know who I am. I mean, he blocked me on Instagram, but he doesn't even know who I am. But you see that dench and leave it, yeah, error, that has to be up there with some of the worst times in British history, full stop. I'm putting it up there with Brexit.
True hippie.
I can't lie, yeah, I'm actually a bit of a music snob. To be honest, I'm not just a little bit of a music snob. I'm a very, very big music snob.
I didn't become a little bit of a slag. I became a total slag.
I say this because sometimes I listen to some people's hot takes on music and when they are sharing their opinions, and I think, you don't actually know what you're speaking about. And you shouldn't actually be allowed to speak. You shouldn't be given a platform to speak. Does that make me sound elitist? Yeah. Do you think I care? Absolutely not. Anyways, the reason why I'm saying all of this is because I want to say something that's probably going to offend some people. I mean, look, I've made jokes about the royal family, I've made jokes about white people and their unseasoned food, I make jokes about Madeleine McCann and her Dora the Explorer adventures, so what I'm about to say isn't even that bad. But what I do want to say is, Grime fans are the biggest losers in the world. Grime fans are such neeks, because these men are still stuck in 2003 sending each other songs via Bluetooth or infrared on their Sony Ericsson Walkman at the back of the bus. Don't get me wrong, I get that they love the genre, but grow up. Grow up. Stormzy must respond to Chip because this is the essence of grime culture. It's what he has to off. All of these rules and regulations about what you can and can't do as an artist and what you, I don't care.
That's how I feel off this mistake. I'll tell them people at home smiling, yeah, suck your mum, take the...
Now, I've spoken about this numerous times in one of the previous videos, but I spoke about how some of the black artists in the UK were going through a bit of an identity crisis and started putting out fist pumping, cocaine sniffing type music. Okay, I've played these songs more than enough now. You kind of do get the point, but yeah. In the early 2010s, grime was effectively dead. The only thing more alive than grime at the time was Prince Philip, and even he decided that he was more of a UK rap fan. He once said that his favourite song is by Fredo, They Ain't 100. That one went way over your head, way over your head. There are many reasons as to why grime just wasn't hitting at that particular moment in time, and I believe the main reason was actually money. Let's be honest, yeah. There is not a single musical artist in the world that doesn't want to make money from their music. In fact, it's actually all rappers bloody do. Ooh, look at me, I got a bust down rollie. Ooh, look at me, I'm riding on a private jet. Ooh, look at me, I spent your yearly salary on a bust down chain. That's how you know I don't even know what I'm talking about. Is a bust down chain a thing? Oh, clearly I don't know.
Just say I make this in 2 days, little bitch. Tyson, is this what you mad for? Show me some money, I'll put you on the live. I think this is what you mad for.
Side note, rappers might just be some of the most insecure people in the world, you know, because they spend so much money and so much time trying to impress men that don't even like them. It's a very weird thing to do. Maybe that's probably why I didn't make it as a rapper. But with grime, you've got to remember that these are working class kids from low income families. Not all of them, but let's say the majority of them were coming from these environments. So when a record label is offering you 6+ figures to do something that you were doing in your council block for free, you'd be a fool not to take it, because I would have taken it. So that was the first problem, because as we've discussed, the labels just watered down the music. It became Pastor King, for those that remember what Pastor King was. Grime was no longer about being the voice of neglected youth living in poverty. It was now all about talking about your new diamond rings because, and I quote verbatim, they are the core. I tell you what, that right there is lyricism. That's lyricism. So grime died because labels watered the music down and they made it more palatable, But Grime also died because half of the scene couldn't do live shows because of Form 696. Now, for those of you that don't know about Form 696, this was a risk assessment form which the Metropolitan Police made venues and promoters fill out well in advance of any live music event taking place in London. Now, this was mad cheeky because the form basically asked for the description of style of music to be performed and the target audience in attendance. I mean, look, we all know they have been trying to criminalize grime for years. So gauging the target audience and the style of music, it just seemed very to me. It seemed very I can guarantee they most certainly weren't asking James Morrison or Paolo Nutini to fill out these type of forms. I wonder why. I know why. Racism. Oh, it gets worse, by the way. In the form, they had to fill out the names, the stage names, the private addresses, and the phone numbers of all the promoters, DJs, artists that were gonna perform on that specific lineup. Deep it, all of this just to spit some bars in Village Underground. It was almost as if they were putting in an application applying for British citizenship. And we all know that Brexiteers would have kicked half of these black people out of the country if they had a chance. So let's be honest, the form was racist. Form 696 was racist, and that's it. There is no two ways about it.
Ask your kids about me, mate. Ask him if he knows my bars. Because they know my bars, your kids know my bars. So if your kids can like my bars, why can't I perform?
So the artists couldn't perform because of 696, which meant they couldn't make any live show money, which is how the majority of artists make most of their P's. But it also meant that they couldn't grow their audiences any further because they couldn't go to the Nottinghams and they couldn't go to Coventry because the police simply wouldn't let them. What makes it even worse is that this was a time where there really wasn't any social media. Yes, there was MySpace and there was Bebo and there was Pixel, but artists weren't really engaging with their followers in the way that they do on Instagram today or how they would use TikTok. There was just no social media infrastructure for an artist to grow at a time like that. And then, seeing as there's no social media, the mainstream media just didn't really care about grime. They had already moved on to dubstep and them man over there. As a result, grime just wasn't really sexy anymore. All of the pioneers of the scene just stopped making it and then started to experiment with these other sounds, thus causing the genre to quote unquote die. Now look, I know I've been saying it, but that era of music was weird, man. Like, just bad vibes all around. For me, the only promising thing that came out from that time was the rise of Krypton Conan. And look, I know they are obviously not grime artists, but I really feel like they do not get the flowers and the credit that they truly deserve. While everyone was over there making fluffy UK pop rap music, these men were mashing serious work. And I'm about to throw this to you. If you would like me to do a video on Krypton Conan and their meteoric rise, drop a comment below, let me know. And also, while you're there, subscribe to Ross. Like, I've got mouths to feed with this YouTube AdSense. Hurry up, subscribe.
Die for me, head first, twin barrel tins. Make your head just, I'll make two twins pop, jet words.
Okay, so back to grime. Now, this is just my personal opinion. I'm neither right or wrong, but I put the resurgence of grime down to two significant events. One being Meridian Dan's German Whip, and two, Skepta's All Over the House. And if you don't know about Skepta's All Over the House, before you do your Google search, I suggest you put your browser incognito.
See man driving a German whip, look like a ball of peas and that.
Meridian Dan. And when I think about it, yeah, he might just be the greatest one-hit wonder this country has ever seen. Because man literally dropped that single, and we all know what single I'm on about, and basically did a Xavi Alonso to the music game. And in fact, now that I think about it, where is Meridian Dan? Like, I genuinely haven't heard anything from him in about 7 years. Even Boris Johnson has probably seen his kids in that time. Anyway, let's go on his Instagram. You know what? This looks like a man that is enjoying his best carefree life. I mean, look at this picture. Does this look like a grime MC to you? This looks like the type of man that's on his third week of being vegan and has just seen the waiter walk past with a mixed grill platter in a Turkish restaurant thinking, have I made the right decision here? I know that's a very oddly specific thing to say, but hey, German Whip was a big boy record. big boy record. And I can't even come on here and clown Meridian Dan at all because it was a serious rhythm. Now, when I was writing the script for this episode, I was doing some research around the song thinking, okay, what am I gonna say? Like, what's the story behind the song? How did it come about? Why was it so popular? And literally, there isn't anything to say about this song, to be honest. There was no elaborate narrative behind the release. There wasn't an exciting, calculated plan by Meridian Dan and his label for the song to be a hit. He literally just put the song out and it took on a life of its own. And personally, the reason why I think it was such a big record was because for the first time in a very, very long time, it was simply an artist just putting out an authentic, undiluted grime track. As I said, we had to put up with some terrible music from UK rappers at the time. And I mean terrible. And as well as that, we had to put up with rappers doing shit like this at that time too.
Yeah, leave it, yeah.
Listen, I haven't got an issue with Lethal Bizzle. Heck, he doesn't even know who I am. I mean, he blocked me on Instagram, but he doesn't even know who I am. But you see that dench and leave it, yeah, error, that has to be up there with some of the worst times in British history, full stop. I'm putting it up there with Brexit. I'm putting it up there with Brexit because, in fact, now that I think about it, it actually might be worse than Brexit. I can't believe we let a man run around the country screaming, leave it, yeah, for the longest.
Leave it, yeah. Leave it, yeah. Like, leave it. I ain't paying for that, but leave it, yeah. Leave it.
Anyways, German Wit was received really, really well and even got support from the major radio stations and publications. It even charted at number 20 in the UK charts, which was a very big deal back then, and it most certainly wasn't a Temper T with Next Hype or a Lethal Bizzle with Powell, but it also wasn't a Wiley with Wearing My Rolex or a Chipmunk with Oopsie Daisy. It was a friendly and inoffensive grime track, which is probably why it did so well. And if the success of German Wit was anything to go by, it was an indication of a new wave of grime that was on its way to come. And then, if that wasn't enough, it got a whole lot more confusing when in 2011, he basically decided to release a full-blown porno. Now, just for clarification, he wasn't actually participating in anything in the video, he was just performing. Oh wait, that doesn't make it sound any better.